everyone. So we are back again with another interesting two books to share. Then this episode we will discuss is the fiction book will be Alice in Wonderland. I'm sure everyone will love it to listen the insights. And the other one is the Magic for non-fiction book. So coming straight to what insights we have for today, I will invite all my crew members to one by one to tell the insights. So starting with Geeta ji. Geeta ji, hi, how are you doing?
Hi.
We will now love to know from you the insight of the book Alice in Wonderland, and please say what is there for us.
Sure. So, welcome to BWB. I'm super excited to share with you all one more classic tale which is much loved by children and the adults alike all over the world. As we turn the pages of the story, we step into a world where reality and the whimsical merge and the ordinary transforms into extraordinary. This beloved tale invites us to follow Alice, little child Alice, who is curious and brave, and who is the icon of adventurous spirit as she tumbles down the rabbit hole into a world where the logic twists and imagination rules. And this beautiful masterpiece by Lewis Carroll is not just pure entertainment, it is also a reminder for us to know the resilience of youth, the magic of change, the beauty of imagination, and the danger of not being very boring and stagnant and dull. And it is giving us this timeless truth that the magic and imagination lies just beyond the ordinary and the familiar only if you are seeking for that with courage. So, as we step into this beautiful world where the rabbits talk and the cats grin and mad tea parties happen, let us also remember to celebrate the joy of imagination in this beautiful classic tale, Alice in Wonderland. So let me share with you what happened with little child Alice. One midsummer's afternoon, she was feeling very bored, sitting next to her elder sister who was reading a book which had no pictures. She was just yawning and going off to sleep when she suddenly saw a rabbit scurrying past, wearing a waistcoat and looking at the time and muttering to himself, "Oh, I'm going to be late, I'm going to be late." She got up, consumed with curiosity, and followed him. And the rabbit disappeared into the rabbit hole, and she followed after him. So she was falling down, down, down into the dark hole, and she could see on either side there were, walls with hard cupboards and cubby holes and shelves and filled with lot of goodies and stuff. She grabbed at one bottle, but it was empty, so she kept it back. She found herself in a long hallway and it had doors on either side, but all were closed. So she remembered there was one tiny golden, key which was on a glass table. So she went and got it and she opened a tiny door with which the key fitted. And it was like she could see through the doorway into a beautiful garden. But she cannot fit in there, poor thing. So she was thinking, oh, I wish I could just telescope, lengthwise so that I could fit in through there. Now she was thinking maybe there is one more key there, and she goes to see if there is, but she finds a drink, written, "Drink me," and she drinks that, and she's shrinking, 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 and she becomes tiny, and she now thinks, now what is going to happen? But thinking of getting the key, it is not possible because she has forgotten and it is on the table again. Now she doesn't know what to do, how to get to it. And as she looks around, she finds a slice of cake on the top with the raisin. It was written, "Eat me." And she's a very brave and curious girl. She eats that cake and she starts to telescope, like she's just growing taller. And she's now 9 feet tall. She jokes to her feet, "Feet, I cannot see you anymore." And then she sits down thinking, what can I do now? How will I fit in through the door? How will I escape from here? Don't you think she is very brave and very curious and very flexible and adaptable? I really appreciate her. Siddharth, have you come across such kind of moments in your life where you had to go through the situation of adapting and being flexible? Please share with us.
Absolutely, absolutely. I am going to share something from a recent travel to a book fair, and this was in Coimbatore. So typically, from my place to Coimbatore, I had to go from my place to Chennai and then to Coimbatore. But then that day there was a big internet glitch, and the first leg of the flight was cancelled and the next leg of the flight was not. So it was very strange that that happened, and I came to know just one day before that the flight has been cancelled. So I was looking at the itinerary and I was looking at okay, I have to go to I have to go to Chennai somehow to get the flight, and from Chennai to Coimbatore it was still there. So I spoke to the flight support, and they said that we can refund you for the first leg, but not for the second leg because the second leg is still applicable. So I said, how can I reach Chennai without without taking a flight in such a short duration? And there was the other thing was that in Coimbatore I had a speaker session which I had to attend, and I thought that I'll keep some time to prepare when I reach Coimbatore. But then the flight was not there. So I told them that arrange something. Either you cancel it or you let me do something. Let let's manage something about it. So they finally and we had a long call about it. The whole night before the flight, it was I think a morning flight. It anyway is going to take something around 7 to 8 hours. But then with lots of discussion, finally they were able to book, and the internet, because of the internet glitch, even the flight attendants couldn't book in time. So I had to take a morning flight which was the 6 o'clock flight, which got shifted to 10 o'clock, and then I was reaching through Chennai, through Delhi to Chennai, to Coimbatore, and it was a very long, I think 15 hours flight almost, and I was going to get uh, a long travel hours. Now I could have got very angry, I could have got this, I was having this idea that let's not go to Coimbatore at all, and I could have done all that. But then there was something calling for uh, there was a calling that I have to do a speaker session, and that is an important thing to do. Let's not cancel the plan and go for it. So finally I decided that I will go for it, and morning it was going to be a long flight because there were multiple drop points, changes in flight. And then finally, when I reached Coimbatore, it was quite late. The next morning, we had a speaker session. I was very tired. But then, while I was traveling, I was preparing for that speaker session. And when I reached Coimbatore, and slept overnight. And then in the morning, we had a beautiful session there, and I loved it. So, the idea is that, if we can get a lot of challenges all over our, anything can happen any day, and it's a lot of uncertainties we live with. But if we can change those uncertainties into our with a positive thought process, we can change them to something like, okay, this was going to happen and this was just for preparing me for the better. We could have taken care of this much better in a much I would say, cool and calm way rather than getting angry or anxious about that event. So that is my learning, and flexibility is something like an arm for me because of being a traveler. So I have this extra arm of flexibility which I keep using every time I go for travels, and there are so many stories with that I have, definitely helping me all my life. So with that, yeah, I think that's my story. But Shitapa, what's your story? Do you have any relatable
Yeah,
insight on adaptability? Yeah.
yeah. I recently have shifted from India to Australia. Many of you all know, and that's where required lot of these skills like being flexible. So I have started building a network here from scratch, as I know no one. Everything is unfamiliar, lifestyle and pace of life is different, my daily routine, everything has changed, and I realized that my old habits won't serve me here. So I had become more flexible, waking up early, sleeping on time, and adjusting new rhythm of life which is needed here. Just like Alice had to try from escaping from the rabbit hole, I have to experiment this new routine in my life and approaches I'm taking every day to go and reach office on time, wake up early, and I'm just learning these things, trying to be open to adapt it, and helping myself to grow through it, being flexible and navigating it each day, every day with confidence. So this is what I think has made change, brought a change in me as a person. I'm evolving every day, adapting to new situations, adapting to new scenarios and life around, and how to accept it and grow through it. So I think if you are flexible, instead of feeling overwhelmed, you will feel that with positivity, you can just see everything with a different perspective, and that will uh, bring a lot of difference in your life, and that will lead to growth. So that is what I felt when I first reached. Everything was not working, everything was not as per me, everything needed a change within me and in my habits. So, with being flexible, that helped me. And I think if we have that mindset to positive way of taking life and deal with challenges with being flexible, it helps. So, with this, I feel I we can easily relate this with a non-fiction book which we have today, The Magic, and I will like Sujata ji to relate this to a non-fiction book, Magic, and how we can learn through that book. Sujata ji, to a non-fiction book, Magic, and how.
Thank you, Shritapa. And hi, everyone. I hope you're all comfortably settled. And whatever you're drinking, please check the label. Just remember, because we don't want anyone shrinking during the session. So today I am going to talk about the book, The Magic by Rhonda Byrne. You know, it's a world of magic, but not the kind that Alice stumbles into. I'm talking about different kind of magic. This book focuses on something powerful yet surprisingly underrated: gratitude. Now let's unpack the magic and see how it magically mirrors Alice's curious adventures in Wonderland. Rhonda starts the book with a deceptively simple idea: write down 10 things you're grateful for each day. Now, don't worry, it's not an exam. You won't be graded, but you will be transformed. She shares a lovely story about a man struggling with a job who started writing down even the smallest things he appreciated about whatever he saw. The coffee machine worked, the office chair didn't squeak, his colleagues behaved well with him. Eventually, that shift in focus brought him better energy and better opportunities. Now, let's stumble down the rabbit hole to Alice. She wakes up one morning, follows her curiosity, and boom, she's in a world where nothing makes sense. She's either too big for the room or too small to reach the key. But here's the thing: she doesn't give up. She keeps trying. She's flexible and adjusts, and just like gratitude trains our mind to focus on what's working, Alice keeps her spirit alive by being flexible and curious. Her strength is adaptability, something which Siddharth has also just told us about, which Ritapa has also told us about. So, this is what gratitude helps us build. So, takeaway one: when life shrinks or stretches you, gratitude keeps you grounded. So, now I would like Jasveer to share any relatable incident, on this. So, Jasveer, over to you.
Thank you, Sujata. Uh, Hello, everyone. Uh, so gratitude is a blessing. And if we have gratitude, our blessings are overflowing. Uh, an example from my life is there is an orphanage close to my house, and I prefer that for a birthday. My daughter, she's a teenager, and I wanted her to realize the value of the food that she's being served, cooked and ready, and according to her choices. And so we went to the orphanage for one of her birthdays, and we distributed some food packets, and this was a girls' orphanage. And all the children there, they relished the goodies, the snacks that we served. And all of them, I was really touched that each of them came and they thanked us. Like each of them came and said thank you. It wasn't something extraordinary for us. For us, it's not like we went out of our way and we cooked the meals or something. We just shared some food, and those kids were so grateful. And that really brought tears to my eyes, that we take simple things like food that our mother bakes for us, whoever have their mothers around, and the cooks that cook for us, we take these things for granted. And we need to understand that there are so many people, so many children, so many homeless people, so many orphans out there who don't get one square meal a day. And that day, it was a sincere lesson in understanding that we have to be grateful for what we have. And it was amazing to see the love and the joy that they expressed when they were enjoying and relishing those the wafers and the cake and samosa. But it was nothing, like exotic for us. But for them, the gratitude that they showed, it really taught us a lesson. So yes, gratitude makes a lot of difference in each of our lives. It really brings out the empathy, the compassion in us. So yeah, over to you, Shritapa. I'm sure there is something you can tell us about this. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for giving that wonderful example. I think food is something everyone is related with, and that is something everyone should be thankful if that is coming to your plate. So, nothing like that. You feel blessed if you have a home, if you have food, and if you have the basic necessities in life. So yes, so I also practice this because my recent shift to this country has made the timing such that in the morning when I wake up, I usually used to call my mom and go to work, but currently there is no one. So everyone is sleeping that time in India. So what I do is I talk to sun and walk with gratitude. So my body has become sun because every morning in my window it shines as if it is smiling at me. So I say thank you, that I am very happy that you are taking care of me in this new land. And I share my entire, life with him when I walk to office. I just talk and talk and talk and walk. And I don't realize how that 15 minutes of walk becomes so interesting and so nice nowadays. So that is actually bringing a lot of positivity in my life. When I find anything challenging at personal home or office or something, I don't know what to do, how to do, I just talk to him, and thank him for taking care of me for that day. And this is working wonders to me. And we have almost become like a friend, a gratitude buddy, every day. Gratitude buddy. That walk is a walk to remember. I think I'll remember for a long time. So if we have something like in life, if we start the day with gratitude, I think that will bring a lot of difference in your life. That's what I wanted to say with the small thing in my life. This is changing me, and I think it will change a lot of things in your life. So with this, I am going to the second innings of this conversation, where we go a little more understanding of what is happening in Alice in Wonderland. And I will ask Geeta ji again to let us know some more insights from the book. Geeta ji, over to you.
Thank you, Sritapa. And your imagery, your metaphor of sun being your friend was so enriching, because that is so beautiful. And yeah, we see sun every day, and just connecting to him is really going to make us happy with gratitude, going to enrich us. Yes, now going towards Alice, what is happening with her? So she has grown tall. She's almost 9 feet tall, and she's sitting on the ground thinking what she's going to do. And she's a brave little girl. And suddenly everything overwhelms, the emotions overwhelm her because she is trying and trying to know how she can get away, escape from there. And then she starts to cry. She cries flood of tears, and that just floods the whole hallway. And suddenly she sees that rabbit passing by. He's having gloves in his hand and a fan, and he's going by. She calls out to him, Mr. Rabbit, where are you going? Suddenly the rabbit is startled, and he drops his gloves and his fan, and he hurries away. He just disappears. So she picks up that glove, and she picks up the fan, and she starts to fan herself. And as she is fanning herself, she suddenly sees she's shrinking, shrinking, shrinking. And if she hadn't dropped the fan, because she suddenly realizes the fan is making her to shrink, if she hadn't dropped it quickly, she would have just disappeared into nothingness. Now she's almost 2 feet tall, and she's so tiny, and she's suddenly swimming, and she thinks she's in the ocean. But actually, it is the sea of tears that she had shed when she was 9 feet tall. And as she is swimming and trying not to drown, she sees a mouse swimming alongside her. So she is a very jovial, very social person. She calls out to Mr. Mouse, Mr. Mouse, how are you? He doesn't understand. So she thinks, oh, he knows French, and she uses a sentence which she has learnt in school, and it has got the word cat. And the mouse is so startled, he almost jumps, and she realizes that he doesn't like the word cat. And then she says, "Oh, you are, you didn't like the word there, but if you had met my cat Diana, she is so friendly, of course, except when she's catching the rats." And he is all the more startled. And she says, "No, no, no, I won't talk about my cat, but my dog is very friendly. No, unless he's chasing the rats." And he is so annoyed. Mr. Mouse, he just, wants to go away. So she feels now I'm going to be lonely. She calls out, please stay, don't go away. I won't talk about cats or dogs anymore. And he says, if you were a rat, you would understand why my family hates cats and dogs. And she observes there are a lot of other creatures who have fallen into that ocean of tears and swimming alongside her. And this made me start thinking that empathy in communication is the most important point, because in this interconnected world, we need to be empathetic when we communicate with people of different cultures, different spiritual inclinations. And this is exactly what Alice has made us realize. So, this beautiful takeaway is what something I want to ask you, Siddharth. Have you come across such kind of moments in your life where you had to be focused on being empathetic in your communication? Please share with us.
That's a beautiful metaphor you just talked about. Drowning in your own tears, and actually, it happens to humans as well, because when we are crying because of a pain or something, maybe the other person around us is not aware, and we tend to get into so deep into our pain or in our grief, that we forget the world around us, and we start living in our bubble, and we don't understand what is happening around. um, that is exactly why people have to start feeling the pain which others also go through. And I think that is a beautiful example you're talking about from Alice in the Wonderland. I had a lot of experiences like this, because being a counselor, I tend to talk to people who are in a lot of pain in their life, in the current life, and they talk about that. One of the examples I'll talk about, insights I have got from not a recent, but a few years back discussion. Somebody had, uh, somebody's parents were suffering from cancer, and they were just thinking about that problem, that their parents, mother is was suffering from cancer, and the girl was not able to believe this thing, that her mom got cancer, because her mom was always having a very good healthy diet and everything, and very good life, I would say. And then she got cancer, and she was not able to believe this. Then when she actually she reached out to me through a friend, and we were talking about this situation, and I spoke to her. She was in this bubble that only she is facing this challenge currently, and everybody else is happy around her. And she was crying in her lonely times, and she was realizing, giving this getting this vision that what will happen when her mom will not be with her anymore. And she was visualizing that period, that her mom is not going to be with her, and that was making her cry, and she was drowning in her tears, just like Alice, because she was into this world where she was not with her mom, though her mom was alive at that point. And she just knew that she will not be there, maybe 5 or 6 months down the line. I was talking to her, and I realized that how much future she is into. And I was trying to console her and talk to her. And I told her that, these moments you have with your mom currently are more important than the future which you don't have with your mom. If you start thinking about if you start thinking about that situation currently, that your mom will not be there, then you will not be even able to live these moments where your mom is with you. And that brought a lot of shift in her. It was like a eye opener, a mind blowing point for her, eye opener for her, and she realized that, yes, you are right. I'm just thinking about myself right now, and what my mom is going through, I'm not even thinking about that. Her mom was going through a lot of pain, but still she was smiling to see her daughter smile at that point. But then she was in her pain that she will lose her mom in some time, and that changed her perspective. She started looking out for options to make her mom happy during the period where she was recovering, or going through that pain, and that changed a lot of things. Her mom was happy, she was happy during that time, and she was not thinking about the future state, which was anyways inevitable. And that at least she gave herself that time to feel good with her mom in the last few days, last few months. And she was able to uh, have a give her a good, uh, I would say, a good time spending a good time with her in the last few days, and giving her a good bye, a worthy one, before she left the world. And that, I think, is only happened only because she could feel her pain. She could be more empathetic to her mom at that point of time, when she knew that uh, she's not going to stay there for long. This happens with us all the time, when we fit into the other person's shoe, and we start feeling what they are going through. Then it changes the whole perspective we have, a thought process we have for our own pain. Our pain may be very big at a point of time, but then if we shift our view to the other person's pain points, then we get a lot of perspective there. So I think that is how I relate to it. What do you say, Shitapa?
Yeah, Siddharth, very, very touching and inspiring, incident which you have said, and I'm sure many people listening here will have a good insight that what we have to focus is present. And one important thing which I want to bring out from your conversation is that girl reached out, seek for some support when she was feeling low. So she at least had that thought in her mind that if I am feeling so drowned and so low, then at least I can reach out to someone to first convey that yes, this is my current state, and seek support and guidance. That is so important, to have your mental balance, sharing your feelings with someone whom you trust, or someone whom you feel can guide you out of that uh, deepest moments of yours. So that is where with this I will like to give Sujata ji the next phase of the conversation from the magic, how we can relate to this insight from a non-fiction book. Inspiring, incident which you have said, and I'm sure many people listening here will.
Yes, thank you, Shritapa. Rhonda Byrne in The Magic, she also says that gratitude always works like magic. Gratitude for your job also, like as Siddharth also narrated the story, the cancer patient and the daughter, like how she adjusted, thought of the positively of the days that she still had with her mother. So, we all have these feelings, like we say, Monday again. Rhonda suggests being grateful even for the job you don't love, because gratitude opens doors for growth and change. She tells the story of a woman who started thanking her job for the income, her co workers, even the commute. Yes, even the traffic, she thanked that. And guess what? She either started enjoying it more or got promoted to something better. Now back to Wonderland. Alice, overwhelmed, starts crying until her tears flood the entire hall. We've all had those days, haven't we, where we feel like we are swimming through problems. But the lesson here and in the magic is pause, breathe, start small, focus on what is working, as you said in your story, and as Siddharth also narrated in his story. It could be your morning tea, kind smile, even the fact that the day is half over. So the takeaway is gratitude keeps you afloat when the flood of emotions threatens to drown you. Now, I would like to hand over to Jasbir. Jasbir, would you like to add something to it?
Yeah, thank you, Sujata. Uh, I have a personal incident very close to my heart. This is before my father passed away, and it was my daughter's birthday, and he wanted to contribute something for her birthday party, and he, gave me a check of some 50,000 rupees, and I at that point in time, I just took it for granted. I didn't know that in a few months he won't be there, and I mean, if I had shown some gratitude then, I would have realized. I mean, not everyone is fortunate to have parents around them all the time. And, very, very few of us realize the value of our parents. Once they're gone is when we realize. And today, whenever we celebrate her birthday, we remember him because he was very close, to us. And this feeling of gratitude, he used to always tell me, like, a simple thing, like, if I when I was younger, I used to crib about the food being made by my mother. I didn't like it, and I was the only child. And he used to say, just be happy and be grateful that did you have a warm, hot cooked meal on your table. You don't have to make any efforts, and it's right there in front of you. It doesn't matter how it tastes, but at least you should be grateful for that. And today, when I have instances during COVID when we didn't have anyone to help us and we had to cook for ourselves, and then we realized the value of all these things. And then we were grateful for all those who helped us to have a meal on our table. In all our cooks and our helpers and our family members. So gratitude really makes a lot of difference in life. It teaches you a lot of life, and makes life easier for you. In fact, if you are grateful for what you have, you get more of it. That is the magic of gratitude. So, what do you think, Shitapa, about this?
Yeah, absolutely. As I said, my day starts with gratitude and so on. So we had a beautiful insight from these two books, Alice in Wonderland and The Magic. And I think we got good four insights from the book. First is to be flexible. That will definitely bring a lot of, positivity and make your life easy. Second, which we learned from the book, was like be empathetic to people around and manage your emotions well and seek out for help if you need so. And the book Magic, it very well related with these two learnings from Alice in Wonderland, that we have to count our blessings no matter what. And the last but not least, what we learned is to be grateful for what we have with us, to live in present, and to enjoy the current moment rather than thinking about past or worrying about your future. I think that won't take us anywhere. Live your moment now, because this is soon going to be history. So create the memories of your life. So with this, I conclude. Thank you everyone for watching us. Next Thursday, again, we will be back with some more insights. Take care. Bye.